Hello dear students. Now in this video we will start new chapter of class 10th mathematics, which is probability, chapter number 15. Okay, so before we start doing exercise questions, let us understand the basic terms and meaning of probability. Means what is probability and some more terms related to the term probability. Okay, see. Probability is a measure that is associated with how certain we are of outcomes of a particular experiment or activity. Or in simple words, you can say probability is chance of happening something. Okay, experiment. Okay, experiment is an operation which can produce some well-defined outcomes. Okay, like throwing two coins together or tossing two coins one after another, or tossing one coins two times. Okay, tossing single coin two times or tossing two coins together will bring out some outcomes. Okay, so all those outcomes are the result of some activity. This activity is called as, or this operation is called as the experiment. Okay, now see, what is random experiment. We will find probability related to the random experiment. See what it is. In an experiment where all possible outcomes are known, and in advance, if the exact outcome cannot be predicted, is called as random experiment. Means an experiment or an operation or activity where we know all the possible outcomes. Okay, means all possible outcomes we can tell, but we cannot predict, we cannot give surety that this outcome will come after this one or this outcome will come before this one. Okay, means we cannot give exact prediction, we cannot give exact result of that activity. Okay, that type of activity or operation is called random experiment. Okay, now see sample space. What are sample space? Sample space of an experiment is the set of all possible results or all possible outcomes or all possible trials of that random experiment. Like when we toss one coin. Okay, tossing one coin one time only. When we toss one coin, there are only two possibilities. Okay, there are only two possible outcomes, that either head will come, either tail, or tail will come, either head or tail. Okay, so there are only two possible outcomes. So sample space for tossing one coin will be 2, either head or either or tail. Okay, now when we toss 3 coins together or one coin 3 times, experiment is same, tossing 3 coins together or tossing one coin 3 times are the same operation. Exactly, they are not same operation, but their sample space will be same. How? When we have 3 coins, we are tossing one after another, then either 3 heads will come or 3 tails will come, or head can come, or head tail can come. Okay, like that we will have 8 possible outcomes. So all those 8 possible outcomes will be called as sample space of that activity or experiment. Okay, now see, what is event? See, out of total results obtained from a certain experiment, certain or random experiment, the set of those results which are in favor of definite result is called the event, and it is denoted as E. Suppose you are given 10 balls in a bag. 10 balls, total 10 balls in a bag, in which you are said 5 balls are white in color, 3 balls are black in color, and 2 balls are red in color. Total in all you have 10 balls. Okay, and colors of ball is given, and you have to pick out the ball from bag randomly. Okay, without seeing the ball, you have to pick it out. So this will be called as experiment. Okay, having balls in a bag and picking it out will be the experiment, because you know the possible outcomes. Okay, 10 balls are there, 10 outcomes will be there. Okay, 3 of black color, 5 of white color, and 2 of red color. But event is a certain, okay, certain result of the experiment. Means if I say that find the probability that ball you pick out is red. Okay, so picking out red ball will be the event of this associated experiment, where you have to pick out or take out all 10 balls of 3 different colors. Okay, so getting or taking out red ball is a event. Okay, similarly, taking out white ball will be also different event, and taking out or picking out black ball will be also an event. Okay, so if someone asks what is the probability of taking out red ball, okay, so number of red ball is 2 and total number of balls is 10, means total number of outcomes will be 10, and outcomes related to the event, which is getting red ball or picking red ball. Okay, outcomes favorable to this event is only 2, because there are only 2 red balls. So probability of this event will be P is given by number of outcomes favorable to E upon total number of outcomes. This is the basic formula for probability. So probability of getting red ball will be what? 2 upon 10. Okay, 1 upon 5. Now, for instance, for example, let us understand what is experiment, what is random experiment, sample space, event, and what will be the probability of some certain event. See, for instance, experiment is tossing a die or throwing a die. Okay, experiment is tossing a die, a single die. So sample space of tossing a die. Okay, die has 6 faces, and in all 6 faces there are numbers written in all faces. Like in first phase there is 1, then in second phase there is 2, then like this 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, in all 6 phases there are numbers written in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay, so when we throw a die or toss a die, only one face is upward. Okay, like we play Ludo and snake and ladder. Okay, so sample space of tossing a die means either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Any number can appear after throwing a die or after tossing a die. Okay, so sample space, all possible outcomes of tossing a die will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Means there are 6 possible outcomes, 6 all possible outcomes. Okay, now experiment was tossing a die. Tossing a die means, why it is an experiment? Because it includes all the possible outcomes, okay, of an activity. Now event, let us assume that event is getting an even number. We have to find the probability of getting an even number. So even number, how many even numbers here we have? We have 2, 4 and 6, means there are 3 even numbers. So when we toss a die and we are asked that what is the probability that even number will appear at top. Okay, so number of outcomes favorable to this E, which will be called as NE. Okay, so total number of outcomes favorable to this event, which is getting an even number, is 2, 4 and 6. Means the number of outcomes favorable to this event is 3. So formula for finding probability for random experiment is PE is equals to, means probability of that event is equals to NE, number of outcomes favorable to E upon total number of all possible outcomes or trials. Okay, so this is the formula for finding probability of a random experiment. This is a random experiment. Why this is a random experiment? Because when we toss a coin, we know all the possible outcomes, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 can come, but we cannot exactly predict that only 2 will come or only 3 will come or for sure 5 is coming. Okay, we cannot predict, we cannot tell the exact result, that which number will appear. Okay, so this is a random experiment. Yes. Now let us note some important point, okay, which are related to means basic facts which are related to this chapter, probability. Okay, see, probability of any event, whichever event is given to you and you are asked to find the probability of it, probability of any event will be always greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1. Means probability of any event lies between 0 and 1. Okay, but probability of any event can be 0 also for impossible event, and probability of any event can be 1 for sure event. Means probability of any event lies between 0 to 1 and it can be equal to 0 or 1. Okay, see the second point is, if E is a certain event means sure, you are very sure about some event, okay, then its probability is 1. Probability of that event will be 1. Okay, yes. Now third point is, if E is impossible event, then probability of that event will be 0. Like I have given boxes, okay, sorry, only one box I have. Suppose I have only one box and apples are filled, okay, up to the brim in that box. Okay, apples are filled. Like I have some box and there are 15 apples in that. Okay, and I am asked only apples, no other fruit. I am asked what is the probability that the fruit I pick out or someone picks out will be an apple. For sure the box is having only apple, so if someone will pick out fruit from that, it will be apple only. Okay, so if event is picking out apple or taking apple, it will be the sure event, so its probability will be 1. Now next we are going to understand deck of cards, means how many cards are there in one deck and what are their types, means 4 different types of cards we have. Now what are face cards, how many cards will be there of red color, how many cards will be there of black color, okay, total in all. So see, there are 52 cards in one deck of card, which are divided in 4 suites. Okay, 4 suites means 4 types. Okay, hearts, diamonds, clubs and spades. Okay, hearts, diamond, club and spades. Each suite have 13 cards. Means hearts is having 13 card, diamond is having 13 card, club also have 13 cards, spade is also having 13 card. Okay,